everyone, so today is going to be a review video, and I'm doing this because a lot of you asked me to do it, but it's not going to be a rave review video. It's a product that I'm a little bit kind of unsure about, and as you all know by the title, it's the No7 Stay Perfect Superlight Foundation. Now I bought this because I kept reading people say that it was very similar to the Chanel Vitalumiere Aqua. And it is similar in terms of kind of the packaging, in terms of that it's one of those that you have to shake. It comes in a little bit of a kind of dropper, well it's not a dropper but like a, you know. I'm going to read you what the claims on this foundation be and then talk to you about my experience on it. So it says it's a life-proof foundation for supernatural flawless complexion with a barely there feel. Our unique Superlight texture feels weightless and silky soft, glides seamlessly over skin for a natural fresh finish. Skin looks beautifully even and naturally flawless with a renewed radiance. Best of all, this light oil-free foundation can be relied upon to stay perfect for 24 hours, weatherproof and transfer-proof. It won't cake or flake on dry skin, nor glide or shine on oily skin. Achieve a supernatural, even-toned complexion that lasts all day, no matter what life throws at it. Stay Perfect looks great, no matter what. Fragrance-free, SPF 15, vitamin E to protect and care for your skin, non-pore blocking. Where do I begin with this? Price-wise, it's £14.50, which is really not cheap. No7 is one of those brands that I do think is just insanely overpriced. I spent my Boots points on this and I really wish I could take it back and get them back because it's just a weird foundation. I've got it on now and you would be forgiven for thinking that on camera, you know, it looks nice enough. But my issue with this is it's very greasy, and I have made sure that I shake it properly before I use it so it's not kind of, you know, a user error, because a lot of people, when I mentioned it a while ago, did suggest that. It's not. I have been doing that, but it's not by any means transfer proof. It's very shiny. So when you put it on your face, you look so dewy before you powder. Like, it just looks oily all around your nose and on your cheeks. It's very dewy looking, but not in a kind of flattering, matte, not flat type of way. It's just, it doesn't look nice on your skin, and it does feel very light. The texture of it's very light. It's easy enough to blend, but it just looks greasy. It doesn't kind of mesh with your skin very nicely. You can always see it kind of on your skin, and your skin just always looks kind of a little bit greasy rather than that glowy look. And I know on camera it probably looks a lot better than it does in real life, but I mean, you can see that it still does look a little bit just oily. I mean, you can see here and here, and I've, like, you know, not even had my makeup on for very long. I've probably had my makeup on for like 2 hours, if that, and I don't know, like, I feel like some of the claims in this, I just don't understand it. It is, I'm sure, one of those products that might work for some people and just doesn't work for me. The coverage of it is light. You can build it up a little bit, but like, for example, on my chin, I suddenly kept noticing that there wasn't hardly any coverage there, and it just looks a bit weird, and that's not something that I ever really notice when I'm using a foundation. It's not something that kind of really ever enters my mind, but it did with this. And it's one of those products that every single time I put it on, I just don't feel like my makeup looks that great that day. It just doesn't seem to work for me. The shade I've got is Warm Ivory, and they have got a decent shade selection. I was colour matched with their colour matching system, and I wouldn't have picked this shade. I would have picked a shade that was slightly more yellow. This is a little bit kind of neutral, and I don't know, I would have preferred it to be a little bit yellow. But that's the shade just there. You can see, I mean, you can see how liquidy it is. It's kind of running down my hand. It is a very liquid texture. It is easy to kind of blend in, and I have tried to do it with my hands and it works okay, but I've just tried so many different ways of applying this. I mean, I put this on my hands right now, okay, there. It doesn't look like I have anything on. You can just see a little bit of a gleam. It hasn't covered anything. The coverage of it is really light, and I mean, I like the packaging of it. I think it's good for travel. It's, you know, it's nice packaging. It looks luxurious. but it just doesn't work for me. And I also definitely think that it oxidizes on me. This might not work, this might not be something that happens to everybody, but on me it definitely does oxidize a little bit. And when she colour matched me, I asked if it oxidized and she said it didn't. I mean, like, maybe it doesn't on most people and it's just me, but it dries down a little bit darker and the tone is just slightly off. I definitely know that I'm very picky when it comes to foundations about the tone of them. I like them to be really yellow, and if the tone's a little bit off, I just feel like it makes my whole kind of face look not quite right, and this is what always happens every time I use this. In terms of longevity as well, it lasts okay-ish, but it's not one of those products that you can kind of go throughout the day without powdering. I would say it probably lasts about 6 hours, and then it stops looking its best and it needs a little help along kind of thing. But more than anything, I just think that it's the greasiness that it gives your skin just really doesn't work for me. And if I had to rate this from 1 to 10, I'd probably say that this was about 4. So yeah, that didn't work for me at all. I've been struggling with foundations lately. I mean, they do say that the coverage is light to medium, so that's fair enough. But I don't think you could build it to medium. I do think it's just very much a light coverage. Please let me know if you use this foundation and you really like it and you really got on with it, because I want to like it. It wasn't super cheap and I think it's a really good package for travel. I really want to like it, but it just doesn't work for me. And since then I've heard loads of people say that the Superlight range from No7 just isn't very good in general. But I love like that it's so little and dinky and cute, and I really want to like it, but it does nothing for me. So I'd love to know your opinions on this. I'll put the link of where you can buy it and everything down below, but as I said, it doesn't work for me. It might work for you. By no means does that mean that it's a bad product. It's just my personal experience with it wasn't particularly good. So I hope you enjoyed this review, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!